From being at the very top of luxury brands to people going crazy for their merchandise, Louis Vuitton has mastered the art of creating hype. However, this time around, they are not dropping a new bag. Instead, it's a whole building. What's the hype around this building and what's inside? Well, watch the video to find out. Once on Billionaires Row in Manhattan, you could find the LV store next to other luxury brands like Chanel. You could walk inside the 19-story boutique, which was like a wonderland on its own. Inside this fusion of artistry, architecture, and luxury, you could find fashion accessories, an art museum, a high-end café, and even a private salon. Now the whole building has been packed up. Literally. The flagship store was a little late to the Halloween party, as it was dressed up in 4 large storage trunks earlier in November. These giant trunks are the brand's oversized versions of its signature item, which can sell for anywhere from $35,000 to $60,000. But this isn't actually a late costume check. The fashion brand has taken this interesting approach to mask the construction site underneath. These 4 stacked trunks are just a facade. And if you're wondering what we mean by construction site, the whole store is being renovated. Louis Vuitton has decided to double its footprint along Billionaires Row by going all in. This isn't the first time the brand has taken this approach either. In September 2023, they rolled out a rendering of a similar facade for a building on Paris's Champs-Élysées. This massive trunk was a brainchild of the LV chief executive, Pietro Beccari. They also used the same building as a venue for their spring 2024 women's fashion show the following month. While it looks great, this stunt wasn't without any setbacks either. You see, the city councilors questioned the legality of this facade. Under French law, property owners can apply advertisements to their buildings to pay for facade renovations. But the advertisements cannot cover more than 50% of the facade area. So, did they have to take it down? Well, no. Lucky for them, the city of Paris sided with the brand and determined that the installation was not in fact an advertisement. So, this means that you'll probably see those storage boxes back in New York as well. Moreover, if you had made plans to visit the store to get something for your loved one, considering the holiday season, you'll have to change your plans. The store is currently closed as it is being prepared for renovations. For now, there's no timeline for the construction plans or an inauguration date yet. The project is estimated to last anywhere between 5 and 7 years. Does that mean the fashion giant will have no flagship store until then? Wouldn't that affect their sales numbers? Well, they've actually thought about that as well. They've presented their new temporary flagship store that's here to stay until the renovations for the main store are complete. While it's not as big as their main store, this 5-story building is stacked with luxury delights. Interestingly enough, this same building used to be in Nike Town at one point. The store, located at 6 East 57th Street, is filled with wearables and edibles. From the outside, the building is decorated in the holiday spirit with a giant ostrich and giraffe on the front and a backdrop of carnival lights and Vuitton monogram flowers arranged in their signature pattern. This is a historical reference to the 1900 Paris Universal Exhibition, where Georges Vuitton presented trunks and travel items under a carousel draped in blue velvet. Inside, you'll be overwhelmed by the amount of activities you could engage yourself in. As you enter the lobby, you'll see a tower of their iconic stack storage trunks, the Courrier Lozine 90. These trunks are stacked in 4 gravity-defying Sassuin towers that rise to the top of the 5-story atrium. And if you're wondering how many there are in total, the answer is 108. That's around $4 million just placed inside the lobby as art. Whoever designed this building gave a lot of thought to the decor. They also curated 5 installations that you can check out at each elevator entry. These installations serve as pieces of art and mini museums. These installations are full of mirrored bags stacked like bricks and flanked by murals of patterns designed by Vuitton collaborators, including Richard Prince, Yayoi Kusama, Supreme, Takashi Murakami, and Steven Sprouse. As we mentioned before, the actual flagship store had private salons, and this store has space for them as well. There are salons devoted to women and men, haute couture, and high jewelry. And if you want to dress up your dog luxuriously, you can also find high-end dog accessories. On the 4th floor, you'll find Le Café Louis Vuitton. This is the French fashion brand's first attempt at showing the Americans its gourmet side. This cafe is designed like a library where you can grab a book and enjoy your food. Editor and curator Ian Luna selected 650 books ranging from architecture to fashion and art titles. As for the food, the menu is described as luxury snacking concept. It's full of odd snacks like lobster ravioli covered with monogram flower motifs. Or if you are in a traditional mood, you could always get the LV burgers. The menu for this cafe was developed by famous French chefs Arnaud Donquelle and Maxime Frédéric, who launched Louis Vuitton's first restaurant in Saint-Tropez and is helmed in New York City by Christophe Balanca and Mary George. Moreover, you can also find their first ever chocolate store in the US. The pastry chef behind their designer chocolate is Maxime Frédéric, and her creations use ingredients like Madagascar cocoa and eggs from chickens raised on her own Normandy farm. Talk about being extravagant, right? Besides the food and the art installations, the store is full of displays that are arranged in room-like models that feature a mix of vintage and modern furniture. These include furniture from Carlo Molino, Charlotte Perriand, Christopher Delcourt, and Pierre-Augustin Rose. You can also find some pieces from their own Objet Normand collection, from the bell lanterns on the tables in the cafe, to tableware, and a hand-embroidered Campana Brothers cocoon chair in the haute couture salon on the 5th floor, which is by appointment only. That's all from the temporary store that the brand unveiled in its fashion by holding an extravagant party. On the night of November 14th, guests gathered at the new building where they were served luxuriously. Even celebrities like Ana de Armas, Martha Stewart, Jennifer Connelly, and Cynthia Erbillo showed up. And that's not all. These guests could shop at the party as well. Even after going down 14 stories, this building is still the largest Louis Vuitton location in the US. More than a store, it is a cultural art center, offering visitors a full sensory experience that integrates the brand's storied heritage with contemporary creativity. From luxurious accessories to a dining experience like none other, this store is a statement of the brand's legacy of innovation, craftsmanship, and artistic collaboration. It merges fashion, art, and design, offering an unforgettable experience that will leave a lasting impression on both New Yorkers and global visitors. That's all for this video, folks. Will you be visiting this store anytime soon? What do you think the new building will look like? Do you think it will double in size, or will it just be interior changes? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe.